Yo, what it do? It's your boy SRG Pope Lanes. Doing on some fucking gas. But yeah, back again with another one. You feel me? Make sure y'all niggas tap in, man. Everybody tap in, man. Fucks with everybody, man. Everybody, man. So, we'll discriminate on this channel, you feel me? We let everybody get on this motherfucker. Comment, say whatever they want, you know what I'm saying, about this shit, what they feel like they think, whatever. But yeah, though. More real life stories on the way, you feel me? Today we gonna be talking about how the fuck I met this nigga Team Eastside Peezy from Detroit, the rapper from Detroit or whatever. And I met with this today we just gonna be talking about how I met Peezy, but I met Icewear before. It's Icewear Vezo, Rizzy, Team Eastside, Lou Graham. I met all them niggas. You feel me? But this time though, I'm be talking about how I kind of personally met this nigga Team Eastside Peezy before. It's before them niggas was like hot and all that. Them niggas wasn't even, didn't nobody even know who the fuck, like from Louisville, Kentucky. Like didn't nobody know who they was at first. Like niggas was really back then, about around this time. I forgot. I think it was like 2011, 10, 11 or something like that. Niggas was really fuck with that Dope Boys Cash Out. You feel me? Like, niggas, was really fucking with Dope Boys Cash Out. Like, I'm pretty sure Peezy and them was known from where they from, but like her niggas like really wasn't, that I know of, really wasn't bopping them niggas. Like, I ain't heard them. I heard Dope Boy Cash Out. You feel me? So, peep gang. My cousin, Damo, I got like 2, 3 cousins named Damo, but it's his little cuz. You feel me? I'm gonna call him little cuz. This is the one I be talking about in my raps. If y'all listen to my raps, and I be like, I gave little cuz. It's a little cuz right here. So look, little cuz, one of his homies or whatever. This nigga Tracy or whatever. They from, if I ain't mistaken, I think they from Milwaukee, but he's from Milwaukee, but like he moved to Chicago for a minute, and then he moved here to Louisville, Kentucky, or whatever. So this nigga, his cousin is Team Eastside Peezy. That's his blood cousin or whatever. So me being me back then, I used to sell weed and shit, right? So I didn't even know this shit. Like my cousin, this nigga little cousin, one day come to me and was like, "Hey, Tracy's cousin needs some weed or whatever," talking about Peezy, but I didn't know who he was talking about. But he was like, his people need some weed or whatever. Back then, like I said, that's when that gas was really, I was really getting that gas in. Like, I had a steady little, nice little plug. Matter of fact, my little plug, this nigga was from the D. You feel me? A little OG nigga. You feel me? I met through my pops or whatever. But it's the first nigga that made me, like, really slow down on, like, I really stopped really pop. Like, I made up my mind about popping pills, but this nigga really, like, put the nail in the coffin on that shit. But I remember this nigga was telling me, like, cause he gave me some lean. I'm talking about the plug. This nigga gave me some lean, rolled me up a blunt and everything when I came over to the shop one time. And I'm like, damn, you don't smoke? He was like, hell yeah, I smoke this shit. Like, you feel me? But the reason why he was looking at, like, I got in because my daddy did this nigga a favor back in the day. So he was like, man, yeah, man, I'm doing this because your daddy looked out for me back in the day. So anyway, he was like, yeah, I don't smoke weed and pop pills and none of that shit. He said, I used to. But he was like, I like money more than I like that shit. And I looked up one day and seen that the money that I was spending on just smoking weed and doing drugs and shit. And he was like, if I can just take that money and, you know what I'm saying, put that back in the stash instead of keep on smoking and this and that, then I have more money. And he said after he stopped smoking and all that, he realized he did. So he turned up after that. But anyways, he was like his cousin, little cousin was like his nigga Tracy's cousin from the D wanted some weed or whatever. So at this time, dude was staying over cousin's house because he was on the run and shit. This nigga Peezy. And this is what they telling me and shit. You feel me? I don't. But yeah, he was on the run and shit, and he was standing at his house and shit. So he needed some weed. So a couple times I had seen cuz them come over with wet blacks and shit, and I'm like, where the fuck is they getting these wet blacks and shit at? You feel me? So I asked him. I'm like, who got some drink? He was like, cuz is cuz. He was like, Trey's cuz. You feel me? He got the drink. You know what I'm saying? So that's when one time he wanted to grab some weed from me. So I had went over cuz house this particular time and served him, and that's when I first seen him. You feel me? But like I ain't, you know what I'm saying, think nothing of it. Matter of fact, I was with Tracy's big brother at the time. And he took me over, you know what I'm saying? Man, he was smoking this shit, and he told me his cousin wanted some weed. He took me over. Goes over, serves him or whatever. Then matter of fact, that's when I asked him about the drinking shit. Got a couple lines of the drink from him or whatever. Then I'm like, damn, I need to fuck with dude or whatever, right? So like, matter of fact, I say like a week or something passed. Cuz and them start coming over with it's music or whatever. So I'm like, damn, who is that? That's when he came out with that the street. I think it was at Mud World. I think it was at Mud World or something like that. At Peezy first. That's when some of his first shit came out. You feel me? But he had a couple little cold ass songs. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? He was like, that's Tracy's cousin. Woo, that's Tracy's cousin, dude Peezy. I'm like, damn, that nigga's cold. I'm talking about like, dude's music was like something new to us. You feel me? Like other than Dope Boys Cash Out, to where we like, damn, like we need to fuck with this shit. Like, so we really start fucking with this nigga's music, right? So one day, I'm telling my niggas about the lean and shit, cause they asked me where I get my little wet blacks from, and I was like, shit, I got a nice little plug on that shit. I was like, whatever y'all want, I can try to get. I said, matter of fact, I'm ready to call dude right now. My cousin, tell him call dude right now. So next day, you know, cuz I called cuz. I'm like, yeah, what's up on this is like maybe a month later type shit. And I'm asking cuz what's dude's number so I can get some lean and shit, right? He was like, dude had went back to Detroit and shit. So I'm like, damn. I was like, nigga needed that little plug on that little lean, but I was like, it's all right, cuz I got another little plug with my little plug I was telling you about earlier. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go to him or whatever. So, anyways, I'm still like in my head, I'm like still fuck, cause at this time we was doing music and shit real tough too. So I'm like, at this time, I'm like, damn, I still got it fucked up, cause I wanted to do a song with dude, cause dude, like, I'm talking about, we was fucking with this, everybody, like, we let this shit, they didn't even know who dude was. We just riding around. I had Tahoe at the time. We riding around, I had music in that bitch, riding around beating that shit. Motherfuckers was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? I'm telling them shit, they don't even know who it is. But motherfuckers just fucking with their music and shit. So I'm like, damn, that's fucked up, because I could have did a song with this nigga. Or, you know what I'm saying, set something up at least, you know what I'm saying, try to do a song with this nigga or something before this nigga shook, you know what I'm saying? But a couple years go by, whatever. We in the club and shit. This is the day I met, like, Ice, where all them niggas and shit. So my cousin, Paralyzer, this nigga, like, he's like nice little he got a nice little fan base on Instagram and shit. So everybody know this nigga and shit. And like he fuck with everybody, so everybody know him and shit. So this nigga, we goes in Cole's place. And so happened this night, this nigga was in that bitch. You feel me? So what they got to say about them Team Eastside niggas, they didn't have no security with them. Them niggas just had all they niggas, you feel me? They came in there, rocked that bitch out or whatever. So when they got this nigga, matter of fact, before this nigga Peezy went on and rocked the stage, I seen this nigga in the crowd, like he was like over about a VIP and shit. So I walks up to it. I walks up to this nigga like I'm thinking he remember me and shit, but the nigga looked at me like he didn't remember me. So I'm like, shit, fuck it. I was like, dude, don't remember me and shit. So I'm like, I'm ready to go back here with Cuz now. Try to get, we gonna get on stage and shit with these niggas and shit. Cause Cuz was on stage. He was like, I'm gonna introduce you to these niggas and shit. My cousin paralyzed, my big cousin. So they rocked the stage and shit. We all on stage and shit. Next thing you know, they getting off stage. They ready to leave and shit. And for real, I heard this nigga I swear before he got off stage. I don't want to say no names about who he was beefing with, but he called out, like, this nigga came to our city. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga called out the nigga that he was beefing with from her. And then told that nigga if he want his shit, come and get his shit back. That's one little funny little story. I'm like, damn, who this nigga talking about? I didn't know he was talking about it first, but then I found out a little later or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? Cuz took me back. They went backstage and shit, and they was walking outside. Cuz introduced us and shit. And this nigga Cuz, like, I just, you know what I'm saying, chopped it up with them niggas and shit. Trying to link with them niggas, trying to get phone numbers and shit so we could do some music or something. But Cuz, he's over here trying to get, this nigga probably, Cuz over here trying to get free lead and shit from him. Nigga, like, get some lead and shit. They had some, I ain't gonna lie, they ended up giving Cuz some free lean and shit. But yeah, man, that's the first time I ran into Team Eastside Peezy, man. That's my Team Eastside Peezy story before this nigga was even famous, you feel me? Niggas didn't even know who the fuck he was, you feel me? And luckily, I got to meet this nigga before that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was a little time, little length or whatever, but I got to meet this nigga. I knew who he was, you feel me, before that shit, but yeah, man. Y'all like and subscribe. Y'all could get in the comments, tell me the time y'all ran into Team Eastside Peezy, the time y'all ran into somebody, you know what I'm saying, a rapper or whatever before they was famous, you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. SRG Poe. All love, big love on the way, you feel me? Real nigga shit, I'm out. You feel me?